request, I am finally going to be doing a review on, oops, it's open. I'm going to be doing a review on the Revlon, oh my god, it's dirty too. Hold on, let me get situated here. Okay, let's try that again. I'm going to be doing a review on the Revlon Color Stay Whipped Foundation, and mine is in the shade 240 Natural Beige. Now, I know that I just did a foundation review on the foundation that I've been using for like the past 3 years. I talk about it all the time in my videos. I told you guys it's the only drugstore foundation that I will use. That used to be the CoverGirl Aqua Smooth Foundation. If you guys want to see that review, I'm going to put it down below. But I have to tell you guys that it has finally been beat. I am in love with this foundation. I have been using it every single day since I bought it. And I did a picture of it, or I put up a picture of it on Instagram, and a lot of you guys wanted to hear about it. So I'm going to tell you guys my experience with it, and then at the end of the video I'm going to do a demo where I have no face makeup on. I'm going to show you guys exactly how I apply it, how I set it, and all of that. Okay, so the first thing that I want to talk about is price. This foundation is a little bit on the pricey side for drugstore. You can find this at CVS, Rite Aid, Walgreens, those type of drugstores. It's going to be around $14.99. I picked mine up at Target, and I believe that Target and Walmart have it for around $11.99 or $12.99, which isn't too bad. It's a little bit expensive, but it's not as expensive as going to like the Chanel counter or getting something from Sephora. It comes with 0.8 fluid ounces, which is almost an ounce. And this foundation actually doesn't have any SPF, which is good and bad. I personally like that it doesn't have SPF because if I want to wear this when I'm going out at night and I want to take pictures, a lot of times foundations that have SPF in them is going to give you a white cast, or your face is going to look really white with the flash photography. So when I prefer to have SPF, I just apply a moisturizer. Say if I'm going out or to the park or whatever it is, I'll just use a moisturizer that has SPF in it, so I can always add that in. Some people might not like that this doesn't have a built-in SPF, but for me that's not an issue at all. I want to show you guys the product. So it comes with this white stopper, which I like to keep in because it keeps everything from, you know, it keeps all the bacteria outside and all of that. And right now you can actually see that there's a little dip in there. That's because I just literally used this about 5 minutes ago on my face filming the demo for you guys. But after about an hour, that little dip goes away. Any press that you made into the foundation, next time that you open it up, it kind of just disappears and turns solid again, which is pretty cool because I feel like every time that I'm opening this, it's a brand new product. Just want to show you guys a little bit so you can see the consistency. It's a very whipped texture, and when I heard about this foundation, I thought of that airbrushed mousse type of consistency, but it's not that at all. It's really like a whipped cream, which is what it's called, so obviously it would be like that. But it's a much more thicker consistency that I thought, which I like because it adds to the coverage. So you guys that have watched my videos for a long time know that I absolutely love full coverage foundation. I have talked about it for many years. I just feel like sheer coverage, if I'm going to put something on my face, I want it to cover. I do have a lot of acne marks from leftover acne, and I want to tell you guys that this foundation will cover everything. If you buy this foundation, you will not need to buy a concealer with it. You don't need to pair it with a concealer at all. And it goes in hand with that to let you guys know that it's very buildable. So you can put like a sheer wash on your face and then just put a little bit extra where you need that extra coverage, no problem. It's very buildable and very blendable. Now the actual finish of this foundation is a natural matte. Sometimes when I see foundations that say matte finish, I get scared because I feel like it's gonna look really fake because a person's face is not naturally matte. But this is a natural matte finish. It's not overly matte. It has a little bit of dewiness to it, but just enough to make it look natural. Okay, now the lasting power of this, I don't know how to explain to you guys how amazing the lasting power. It's like OD lasting. It says that it will last for 24 hours. I haven't ever personally worn my makeup for 24 hours, but I have worn this for 14 hours. I tried to keep it on as long as I could to test it out, and I'm telling you guys, it looked the same in the beginning of the day as it did at the end of the day before I washed it off. It has amazing lasting power, and this is really the first foundation that I've ever tried that really stands up to that claim. And a lot of people have been saying that the longer it's on your face, the better it looks, and I can't agree anymore with that. When you put it on, it looks good, but after about an hour of that, it really just seems to seep into your face and blend beautifully. It gives you a very beautiful glow. Now, as far as the color selection, that has got to be the one downfall to this foundation. It says on the website that there are 14 shades to pick from. I know a lot of people are only seeing those displays that have 6 shades. A lot of times, I think CVS and Walgreens, the ones that I went to had a little display on like the end cap of the aisle. It's not really with all the other Revlon stuff, but if you go to Walmart or Target, it does have all of it together with the Revlon brand. I seem to have more luck there finding a bigger range of shades, but even at that, almost all of the shades kind of have a pinkish undertone to them, which I really hate because you guys know that I always talk about having a yellow undertone to my skin. So I found it extremely hard to find one with a yellow base that didn't really pull too much orange or pink. The packaging kind of sucks to see the inside of the color. If you hold the first one in the row and the last one in the row together, they look almost exactly the same. So it's really hard to pick out a color. I do recommend going online, searching swatches, going on makeupalley.com to read reviews to kind of see what shade will be best for you. I definitely recommend doing your homework on that before time, but nonetheless, I was very happy to find out that the shades are so blendable. When I first kind of put it on my face, I was like, oh my god, no, this is way too pinkish gray. It's not gonna blend in at all. But the more that I buffed it in, it really did seem to just match my skin a lot better. So the shades are very, very blendable, which is a great thing, especially since the shades are a little bit hard to find. It helps a lot that the shades are pretty forgiving. I would say that this foundation is amazing for oily skin. If you have dry skin, it may accentuate the dry patches, so I probably would stay away from it if you have dry skin. If you have combination skin or oily skin, I definitely would say try it out. I don't use a primer with this or anything like that. It's perfect on its own. And seriously, girls, if you have oily skin, you need to try this foundation because it's just that amazing. I also do want to say that I have tried the Revlon Color Stay Liquid and it broke out my skin so bad. If you're afraid to try this because of that, I would say definitely go try it because the formula is a lot different. It didn't break me out at all. I have very sensitive acne prone skin, and it seems that whatever I put on my skin that's new will break me out. I took a chance with this and it did not break me out at all. It's very lightweight, and overall I really don't have anything bad at all to say about this product. So I think I pretty much covered everything. If I forgot anything, let me know down below and I'll be sure to answer you. Before I talk about it anymore, I want to show you guys a demo exactly how I apply it and what I use. So if you're interested in seeing that, then just stay tuned. Alright, so I know I'm going to get a lot of questions on how to apply this. There's a ton of different ways to apply this. I started out by using my fingers only, but I think it's a little bit unsanitary to do it that way, so I kind of perfected my way of applying this. So what I'm going to do is open it up. And I recommend for you guys to keep this little white stopper in there because it really keeps any bacteria from getting in. Oh, and by the way, in case I didn't mention, I have my eyebrows done and my eye makeup done and my lips, but I have nothing on my skin right now except my moisturizer. I use the one by acne.org. I will try to link it down below. So that's all I have on my face right now. So what I'm going to do is take this little concealer brush. Instead of dipping my finger into the pot, what I'm going to do is just scoop a little bit out, enough for my whole face, which is about that much. And one thing, guys, that's really cool is the next time that you open this up to use it, it's gonna be completely flat again and it's not gonna have that dip in it. So it kind of looks like brand new every time you open it, which is pretty cool. But alright, so what I'm gonna do is just take what I have on my brush and I'm going to dab it all over my face. Now I need the most coverage on my cheeks, pretty much everywhere, but I was gonna say my cheeks, my nose, my chin, and my forehead, which is like everything. But I need most coverage on my cheeks. So I'm just going to kind of dot it around my whole face, and then using my Sigma flat top brush, I'm just going to dab it in. And one thing, guys, when I first got this foundation, I was like, oh my god, the color is so off. It looked really kind of like grayish on me, but I've read that a lot of people are having that same issue. After you buff it in, I swear to you guys that it kind of sets to your own skin color. Okay, so after dabbing it in, I like to go over with nothing on my brush, but just kind of going in circular motions to buff it all in. You also want to make sure to bring it down your jawline. Okay, and after that, I just like to set it. I'm going to be using my Dream Matte Powder in the shade Medium 2.5. I'm going to use my e.l.f. flat top brush right on top of that, and I'm just going to be dabbing this in. You really don't need to use a setting powder with this foundation because it is pretty matte coverage and it stays put for the whole day. But for right now, we're having like 90-degree weather here in New York. It's really hot, so I kind of feel weird not setting my foundation with a light powder. But I'm definitely using something that's very lightweight and doesn't add any added coverage because the foundation enough is more than enough. So this is just basically going to make sure that it stays put all day. Alright, and to add a little bit of dimension back into my face, I'm going to be using my NYC bronzer in Sunny and my Sonia Kashuk stippling brush. I'm just going to swirl that in there. And since this foundation is very matte, it kind of makes all of your skin look like one color, which is not very natural. So what I like to do is just add a little bit of bronzer on my forehead, on my temples, down the sides of my nose. I'm not really going to contour, but kind of where you would put your contour. Just put a little bit of bronzer there. It's kind of going to sculpt your face and give it a little bit more dimension once again. And lastly, on my chin. Alright guys, and that is the finished look after I have the foundation and everything applied. If you guys want to see a more detailed foundation routine where I talk about each step in a little bit more detail, I can definitely do that for you guys. But since this was just a review on the foundation, I didn't want to overkill and have like a really long demo. So I hope that you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. Bye.